Superhero fatigue doesn't exist, and here's why. Well, first and foremost, every single one of these titles on the screen comes out within the next few months. I feel like there's no way that anybody watched that Across the Spider-Verse trailer and thought, hey, this looks like a bad movie. I mean, the first one was arguably one of the best comic book movies of all time. Then on that same exact day, the Blue Beetle trailer dropped, and it looks insane. I really think this movie has potential to be one of DC's best ever. But then if you take a look at that Flash trailer, that also has potential to be one of DC's best movies ever. Especially because James Gunn himself says this is one of his favorite comic book movies of all time. And while we're on the topic of James Gunn, let me remind you that he has never missed. So this is probably going to be awesome. But in reality, I feel like this supposed superhero fatigue started around when Multiverse of Madness came out. A lot of people started believing just about every rumor they saw on the internet and made crazy fan theories that didn't come true, and because of that, they got angry and said the MCU is falling apart. But now here's another reason why I feel like superhero fatigue just doesn't exist. Because when Moon Knight came out, everyone went crazy over it and said it was awesome. But then just like Spider-Man No Way Home, just a few months later, everybody switched up and said it was mid. Like if superhero fatigue was actually a thing, that kind of pattern would not exist. Moon Knight would have came out and everybody would have been like, yeah, this is mid. Who cares about this? The MCU sucks, but that's not what happened. Everybody acted like they liked it, and then a few months later acted like they hated it. Like, it's just trendy to hate the MCU, it's trendy to hate superhero projects, so that's what's happening. But then moving on to Thor Love and Thunder, I actually do kind of understand the hate there. I was expecting something different, and it was not that at all. I don't necessarily hate the movie, I found things to enjoy, but overall I get why people hate it. And then it was around this point that people just started hating any MCU project that came out long before it came out. Like, She-Hulk hadn't even aired yet, and people were hating on it. Now I will admit, She-Hulk isn't the best Marvel project, but like, it was crazy to see that week after week after week people were just like shitting on it for almost no reason. Then Black Adam rolled around and everything changed. Yet again, why I feel like superhero fatigue does not exist. Aside from some issues with The Rock's ego, most people loved this movie. But then what was next in line? Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. And what happened? It got the Spider-Man No Way Home treatment. Most people acted like it was awesome when it came out, but then just a couple of months later switched up and said, oh yeah, this movie was mid, it was ass. Like, no, this movie was good, you're just hating on it because it's trendy to. And then it's almost like every passing day just makes the issue worse and worse, because by the time Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania came out, everybody was ready to shit on that. That movie got an insane amount of hate that it didn't deserve. Like, you know what deserved that hate? Shazam 2. Like, that movie was dog shit. So hopefully now you can kind of see that, like, people's opinions are up and down and, like, all over the place. And that's why I said